Hello students. In the previous lecture, we have studied about the float and display property in CSS and how to use them in our HTML code. Today we are going to learn about the semantic tags in HTML and how to use them effectively along with the cascading style sheet, that is CSS. We will be covering following points in today's lecture. Concept of semantics in HTML, various semantic tags in HTML, use of semantic tags and CSS. So we will start with the concept of semantics first. Semantics in general English is the study of meanings of words. So semantics tells us about what the words actually means. In HTML also, we have semantic elements. Semantic elements are the elements with the specific meaning. For example, table, form are commonly used semantic elements. Table tells us that data will be displayed in the tabular format. Form tells us that data will be stored in the form elements like text box, checkbox, etc. Thus, semantic elements clearly describes its meaning to the web browser and also to the web developer. We also have some elements in HTML which does not describe its meaning. Such elements are called as non-semantic elements. For example, div, span are the elements which does not tell anything about its contents. So they are called as non-semantic elements. In general, we use the semantic tags like form, table, etc. in HTML. But HTML5 also includes certain new semantic tags like header, footer, nav, section, article, aside. Let us learn about these new semantic tags in detail. This is a table which will show you the name of the tag and its description. The first tag is the header tag. The header tag specifies the header for a document. The contents included in the header tag will be displayed as the introductory contents. It typically contains one or more headings or logo icon or company info. We can have several header elements in one HTML document. The second tag is the footer. Footer specifies footer for a document. So, it is displayed at the bottom of the section or document. It typically contains authorship information, company information, contact information, links for the browsing, and the related contents. Next to that is the NAV tag. NAV stands for navigation. That is, it defines the set of navigation links. We can add the various links which are necessary for the website inside the NAV tag. But not all the links should be inside NAV element. It is used only for the major block of navigation links. Next tag is the section tag. Section tag defines section in a document. That is, we can create different sections or parts to add the web contents in our document. Next to that is the article tag. The article tag is used to specify independent contents. These contents may not be related to the rest of the web contents. Article element generally includes forum post, blog post, or news story. Now, the last semantic tag is aside. Aside defines some contents aside from the rest of the contents, but the contents placed in the aside element should be related to the surrounding contents. So, generally the aside contents are displayed as a sidebar. Now, we can view here that the new semantic tags are going to get some fixed position, or it is going to be placed on different areas on the web page. So, semantic elements can be used to define different parts of the web page. As you can view over here, the header tag will include the text which should be displayed normally at the top of the section or document, which will generally contains the headings or the titles. The NAV element or NAV tag is going to display the list of navigation links available in our website. Next is the section. We can divide the web contents into different sections. We can have multiple sections in our web page. After that, there is a semantic element called as article. So, article is just like the section, but the thing is that we can have the contents which are not related to the surrounding contents. Such contents we are going to add under the article element. Next to that is the aside. You can see over here the contents which are placed in the aside tag will be shown at the side of the screen like the sidebar. And at the last, the footer section, as the name itself suggests, will be displayed at the bottom of the web page. In this way, we can organize our data using the new semantic tags present in HTML5. Now students, let us see one example. This is the actual output. This is a screenshot of an actual output in front of you. We will see this output in the web browser. So let us start with the web browser. So this is an actual output. This is a small web page which I have created, and I have made use of the semantic tags along with the CSS. Okay. So I'll explain you the output first, and then we will see the code along with the output. So students, observe carefully. In our output, see the first line, HTML5 includes new semantics. Now this is a heading 1, or rather I have included it in the H1 tag, and also I have included it in the header tag. Header is a new semantic tag. You can see there is a background color for the header section. Okay, so this is nothing but our header tag, a new semantic tag. After the header tag, what we can see are the links. Yes, visit Balbharti, visit Utkarsha. So this is going to be our NAV tag. Okay, NAV tag is going to include all the available links which are important. So such links can be viewed in the NAV section or NAV tag. So this is our NAV tag. It is having a different background color. Okay. Now, after that, on the left hand side, we are having two sections. The first section contains impressive web designing, which is a heading, and a normal paragraph. The aside elements are typically useful for making sidebars. This is our first section. Below that is our second section that contains again a heading, article on article tag. So students, after the NAV, that is below NAV, on the left hand side we have two sections, section 1 and section 2. Okay. Now just below that we have the article tag. Article tag, why it is used? If we have certain independent contents which are not related to the rest of the web contents, such contents can be added into the article tag. For example, like news, many news will be there, advertisements will be there. Yes, that things can be added into the article tag. Okay, so the contents of the article tag will be independent, or rather they are not related to the rest of the web contents. Okay, now besides the section and the article tag, you can see on the right hand side with the yellow color background, what will be this? Yes, this will be our aside tag, which is a new semantic tag, aside. Now, whatever contents you are writing within aside will be displayed at the side of the web page, but the contents are going to be relevant. The content are going to be related to the rest of the web contents. So here, once again, I have added 2 more links. Okay, students. Now, below that, at the end, we have the footer. Just like header at the top, we have footer at the bottom. Now, the footer is going to include the company info or the links, various links for navigation, etc. Okay, so let us start with the code. We will see the code which already I have stored in the notepad. Okay, now students, over here we have make use of the new semantic tags, but for the decoration or for the styling of the web page, we have used the semantic tags along with the CSS, along with the cascading style sheet. So here again we are going to make use of the internal CSS, and we are going to create the selectors also. Okay, see, after the basic tags like HTML head and title, inside the head section I am writing a style tag because we are using internal cascading style sheet. So style tag is closed here. Within the style tag, I have written the various selectors. So let us view it one by one. So try to visualize this with your output. Now, the first selector is the header selector. Header selector is there for the header tag. Okay, this is our header tag or the header element. Now, see the properties for the header tag or the header selector. Background color is pink. So students, you can see that there is a pink background for the header section. Next, width is 100%, height is 20%. So you can see width is 100% for the header and height is 20% for the header. Okay. Next to the header is the NAV. So for the NAV selector, see here, we have set the properties as background color cyan. So cyan color background is there for the NAV. Next is width 100% and height 20%. So again, you can view over here, we are having a 100% width and 20% height. Okay. After NAV, what we have is aside. What we have is the aside. See the properties and try to relate it with the output. For the aside element, for the aside selector, what we are having is background color as yellow. Students, see here, for the aside, background color is yellow. Width is 40%. Height is 43%. Okay, you can see, you can check out width is 40%. Why? Because the remaining left part is going to be enclosed with the section and the article. So we cannot have 100% for aside. Okay, so we are having width as 40%, height, and the important thing is, as we want the aside element to be placed on the right side, I'll be using the property float along with the value as right. Okay, students. Now we'll see the next selector, that is the section. Now we have two sections. I have already told you we have created two sections. So see what are the properties for the section selector. We have background color as light blue. So the color is visible. Width as 60%. Why 60%? Because remaining 40% will be enclosed by the aside element. So for the section element, we have the width as 60%. Okay. Next, height is 15% for one section, 15% for another next section. And again, important property is float. It should be floated towards left. Why? Because a side element is floated towards right. Okay. Now, next is article. You can see that there is an article tag here. Okay. Now for the article selector, we have the background color as sky blue, which is applicable here. We have width as again 60% and height as 40%. Okay. So if you see these three selectors properly, aside, section and article, you can relate it with your output that both are besides. Okay. They are getting divided in the width. Okay. And float property is right for the aside section, for the aside element, and float property is left for the section element. Now last is footer. For the footer selector, what we have is the background color orange. You can check it at the down footer section. So background color is orange, width is 100 and height is 20%. Okay. So first of all, we have to set all the properties for all these NAV, for all these semantic tags. Okay. Next is see how we have implemented it in the body section. Now in the body section, the first part is the header. So I am going to use the tag header. So this tag header is going to refer to its properties, related properties mentioned in the header selector. Okay. So in the header tag, we have H1, HTML5 includes new semantics. So how it is looking? See here with the background color pink, with the width as 100% and with the height as 20%. Okay. Next to that is the NAV. So in the body, I have used the NAV tag along with the heading 2. The NAV element represents the section of navigation links. And now I have added two links using two different tags, href, visit Balbharti, href, visit Utkarsha Vidyalaya. So we are getting these two links. Okay, that is regarding the NAV. Now after NAV, what we are adding is the aside. Okay, so you can view the aside element, other education based website of stats, and again two links we have added, and it is taking the properties of the aside selector. Okay, so check out background color yellow, width 40%, height 43%, and the important thing is float. So aside elements are floated towards right. Okay. Now next to that is the section. Where is the section available? Here. Impressive web designing and article on article tag are the two different sections which we have created. So after the aside tag, what we are adding is the section tag. It will refer to its properties which are written in the section selector. Impressive web designing, so it will be taking the background color, it will be taking the proper width and the height. Okay students, in the same way for the next section, we have created two sections here. Second section is article on article tag. Okay, below that we have the article tag. So how we have written the article tag? In H2 paragraph and H2 we have written the contents for the article tag. Okay, it will take up the different background color, the width and the height. Clear? Now at the end what we have is the footer. See here, footer in heading 3, Utkarsh Vidyalaya and Junior College. After that, body close and HTML close. Okay, so in this way, what we can do is we can arrange our data, we can organize our data using the semantic tags. Okay, this is a screenshot for your reference of the output. Same way, here is the screenshot of the HTML code to which you can refer later on. Okay, students, in this way, semantic tags are used to organize our data, to arrange our data. And whenever we make use of the semantic tags along with CSS, we can make our web page more impressive and more organized. So that's all for today's lecture. Students, you can see the detailed notes in the description box. And with this lecture, we end with our topic, cascading style sheet. Thank you.